Here we go. So, welcome everyone to the Talking Pools podcast. I'm Andrea, and I have my mother, Paulette, joining me again this week. Hello, mother.
Hello, daughter.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
It's good. Say hello to the listeners. They're
Hello.
listening.
Hello, everyone.
So, how was your week?
My week was good. Just the usual pool cleaning,
So,
customers.
okay. So, you remember the guy that I told you about last week that I showed up? It was the property manager, and I showed up to the pool and the trough was empty, and I turned the autofill on, and I went to go do a couple more pools, and I was going to go back, and he turned off the water and
Right.
called me. So same company, but a different guy. Okay. And this is in a different area too. So it's like they have different, divisions or whatever that they deal with. So totally different guy, totally different area. So I go to this pool on I don't know, it was like a Wednesday or Thursday. It doesn't really matter. But I go there on the one day, and there was like a bunch of lightning, and it was about to start storming, but the pool was green. And it's like a bigger pool. Excuse me. It's a bigger pool. And I don't know. It's one of those where when it's good, it's good. And then just out of the blue, it will be green for no fucking reason. And then it's just like, it's hard. It's kind of hard to get it to turn back because it's so big, whatever. Anyway. So the pool's green, and, the property manager dude's there, and like one of the landscapers was there. And he's like, "Oh, I was just about to call you guys." And I was like, "Oh, great. Thank God he didn't. So I was like, "Don't worry, I'm going to take care of this." I was like, "I can't do anything with the lightning, with the pole, blah, 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 but I'm going to come back tomorrow." And he was like, here's what happened. So the skimmer was pulling air, right? So like, how
Yeah.
when there's not enough water, it'll suck in, it'll suck in water, and then it'll lose prime, and then it'll
Right,
stop
right.
sucking, right? So it was doing that, and I was like, "Well, it needs water." He's like, "Oh, really? It's halfway up the skimmer?" I'm like, "I know, this pool is weird. It needs more water, whatever." So he's like, so I went over to the pump, and I was gonna, because I had the main drain closed, and so it was only pulling on the skimmer. So
All
I was
right.
like, "Let me go open the drain, and it will probably be okay." And it turns out it was. Well, he starts telling me that he is your phone going to keep ringing?
I'm sorry. I'll hang
It's
up.
okay. It's just hard for me to edit if I'm talking while there's a sound over it. Don't worry about it.
Sure.
Um, I'm going to edit it, so don't worry about it. So he starts telling me that he was going to try and fix the problem by taking apart the filter and putting water in the filter. So he was essentially like thinking he was going to prime the filter, right? And he like didn't say the filter, but I know that's what he meant because he pointed to it, right? And I'm like, "Oh no, that's not usually how you do it, but whatever." I was like trying to be nice and not embarrass him or whatever, because he was being super nice about it and not complaining, that it was green. So I was like,
Well, maybe
"Don't
it was
worry about
green
it."
because is it leaking? Maybe it's leaking.
No, we just had a leak detection done on it.
Uh,
I think it was just all the rain, and like I said, I had the main drain closed, and then so it was like not priming. Anyway, whatever. I go back the next day, okay, and I I had since I had opened the main drain the next day. This is why I had it closed, by the way, because it's something weird with the suction. This pool's got super crazy suction. So when I have the main drain open, even with the skimmer open, the stuff settles on the drain cover and just fucking
uh,
sticks to it.
uh,
And so that will also cause the pump
right.
to lose prime because it's got. So anyway, that is the reason that I had the drain closed, is because I was tired of having to fuck with all the debris on the drain cover. So I was going to vacuum this pool, right? So I flipped off the pool. I turned the pump off so that I could vacuum the drain cover because the shit was stuck up on there. And I heard it like jiggle. You know what I mean? Like I heard the filter lid move. And I was like, So I had forgotten about it when I went to go turn the pump back on, and it like,
Oh no.
pressure just was,
He
not
took it
sealed.
out and didn't
The
put it
lid
back.
was not back on. The he did not. So it's not a normal brand filter. It's not any of the big three. It's not even a Waterway. Harris Pool Products.
Never heard of it.
Sorry about to call them out, but I don't know if it's like a Home Depot brand. I don't know where they got this filter from. Can't even find the cartridge for it. So that's anyway. It's a whole thing. So that's got a locking ring. And he did not even like it clicks like like the Jandies when you turn them all the way they're supposed to click into place. This one
Right?
does that, but I had to turn it like he barely even put it back on. So I was like, this motherfucker almost killed, like this whole company is after me right now.
Oh
So
my God. Oh, that's right. It was the same company.
yes, it is the same
They're out
company,
to get
different
you.
guy. Yes. So I called my boss and I was like, hey, can we like ask them to not touch the stuff? Like, shouldn't they be not touching the pool stuff? Like, this guy, if he didn't kill me, he could have killed himself when he
Yeah,
was
for
fucking with
sure.
it, you know?
Yeah.
And
Is it a
fortunately,
is it a commercial
no,
pool? Oh,
no, it's a
uh,
residential pool.
yeah.
The people are not home, thank God, because they've got kids and stuff. Like, who knows what could have
Oh,
happened?
wow.
Because
Yeah.
the equipment is literally 4 feet away from the pool.
That is really
Like,
dangerous.
it's like one of those older pools, like really really old pools. So yeah. Anyway, that's my continuing property manager saga, where now they're trying to unalive me. And I'm just kidding. I know they're not doing it on purpose, but
Make your voice heard. Join the Council for the Model Aquatic Health Code. Lend your expertise to the MAC, science-based guidance from the CDC, and the only all-inclusive national pool code that addresses current aquatic issues. Learn more at cmac.org. That's cmahc.org.
Oh my gosh. I had a nice
yeah.
customer story if you want to hear it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I went to I have a commercial pool, and so we needed to do a repair there. So I have the guy that was doing the repair was there. I met him there, and it's a 55 and older community, and they're rentals. They're like it's like almost like an apartment, but they're rental, but it's for 55 and older. And then there's like a set of garages that
You mean
are
like a
like,
condo?
yeah, I guess so. Yeah. And then
Okay.
there's like a set of garages. So my guy was parked where he wasn't blocking anyone, and I had to block somebody because I had my truck with my pool trailer because I was going to clean the pool while he was doing the repair. So I had to block somebody. So I decided to block the garages. This is like 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, if anybody sees my pool truck and I'm blocking them, they're going to come all over to the pool and just say, hey, can you move out of the way? You're blocking me. No
Right.
problem whatsoever. Well, instead, this lady comes and is like automatically just screaming at us that we're blocking her and she has to leave in a little while. And we're parked in front of her garage. And why would we do that?
Uh,
We wouldn't park in front of any other cars? Why would we park in front of her garage? Blah, 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 blah. And she's just yelling at us. And I was like, oh my God, we're moving. Okay.
yeah.
So then I move and I moved it on the other side away from any car, anywhere. Like like I was there, but if she could back out, she could totally back out. Like I was not in her way. So an hour goes by and she comes back and yelling at us again and telling me that I'm in her way. And I'm like, I moved out of your way. I'm not in front of your garage. And she goes, well, I can't back out. You're too close. I'm like, I'm not too close. I go,
Uh,
okay, I'll move. But just like, why so crabby? Like, why don't you just be nice? Why can't people just be nice? So,
yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
You messed up her day. That's wild that she like didn't even need to leave right away, but she was still making
No,
a big deal about
it
it.
was seriously was an hour later because we were just got
Oh,
done. I was hanging out with him while he was doing the repair, just talking to him. And we were like picking things up to walk out to the truck, and then she came out yelling again.
Oh
So
my God.
it was a good hour later.
I
Anyways,
had a guy one time where I was parked. Like it was a street on a
cheers, by the way.
cul-de-sac. Oh yeah. Oh,
Cheers.
I'm gonna need a refill in a second. Cheers. The it was a cul-de-sac, but the house that I was doing was like at the front where you turn on to that street where the cul-de-sac is. And so their backyard was like in the cul-de-sac. So I like pulled up on the street and there was like a big ditch and some water and I had to pull my vacuum up. So I was trying to avoid it. So I pulled up closer to the neighbor's driveway and he came out and was like, "Can you move? I need to get my garbage cans in here." And I'm like, he was like, "This is where I put my garbage cans. Can you move your I'm like, "You can't move your garbage. You can't put your garbage cans like 2 feet to the left. Like seriously, I have to move my truck so you can put your garbage cans in that exact same spot." Like, okay, buddy. Like this, it was an old guy, you know.
People.
So
Some people.
I know. Let me. I'm gonna say, hold on one second. I'm gonna mute this. I need a drink refill. So hang on.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I heard you making a drink too, by the way.
No, I wasn't. I was just getting a little refill on my wine.
Oh, well, I heard you pouring it. Okay. So, you want to start with the news? Do you want to start? Oh, by the way, I
Yes.
hope that everybody enjoys the sound quality of my voice today because I got my laptop fixed, which means I'm on my nice, fun, color changing, expensive, well, not expensive, but more expensive than these earbuds. Actually, yeah, only by a little bit. But yeah, got the good mic back.
Nice. I like the colors. Faux show.
I know, and my little pop screen has a smiley face on him. He's so cute. All right. Do you want to do the first one, or do you want
No,
me to
you
go
do the
first?
first one.
All right.
It's really hard finding news articles that aren't depressing about pools. Just saying.
Yeah. So I think I lucked out with the cocaine pool
Yeah.
last week. Oh, okay. Speaking of last week, I wanted to I found a story that answered one of the questions that we had about the dog pool.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so hang on a second. Did I save it or did I not save that one? I might not have saved that one.
Sorry,
Oh,
I don't know why it's
I,
making noises. There we go.
it's okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I didn't save the article, but I found another article about a dog swim where they were, the city was hosting in commercial
Yeah.
pools, the city was hosting a dog swim. This article said that it was going to be the last swim of the season before they closed the
Oh,
pool, which makes a lot of sense.
that's good.
Good to know. So,
Yes.
let's start with, oops. Okay, we'll start with this one since you brought up how depressing all these pool stories are. So this is actually kind of a depressing one. So this is from MSN.com. Parents, attorneys investigate drowning of a 2-year-old at Gorham Mobile Home Park. 2-year-old Oakley Schmidt drowned on May 22nd in the community pool at Friendly Village of Gorham, a mobile home park community. The parents are suing. I'm kind of summing up the article here. They're investigating. So basically what happened is the 2-year-old somehow got access into the pool. They were playing in the yard. I guess they live, right next to the pool area. And the 2-year-old got away from the parents, as they do.
Yeah.
And ended up in the pool. So the parents are suing the complex, the mobile home community, because, and this is where I think a lot of us have had experience with community pools and homeowners associations and the board members and all this stuff, where they just want to save money. They don't want to make any repairs.
Oh, yeah.
The fence apparently was in disrepair. So here's what it says. And this was after they found the baby in the pool. They played a preliminary video. Attorneys played a preliminary video, which they claim shows the fence around the pool has been in bad shape for years, and the property's owners saved money by not making repairs. No maintenance, no improvements, Bennett said. Bennett is the attorney. Oakley was able to, what appears, to access the swimming pool because the fence was not secure. The sole purpose of the fence is to prevent tragedies like this. The fence was the last line of security to protect Oakley. That fence failed because Friendly Village did not make an investment into its infrastructure for many years. That was an intentional cost-saving measure that led to Oakley's death. So as part of their investigation, the attorney hired a Maine-based civil engineer to survey the village and the pool area. And it's an ongoing investigation still. So that just comes back to what I was saying last week about just being careful, or the week before, just the inspections need to get done.
Absolutely.
If you see something as a pool owner or a pool operator, I'm sorry, and the board's giving you trouble, just walk away from that pool. But also you need to make sure that gets reported to somebody.
Well,
health departments.
Yeah, I was going to say, where was that? Where was it at? Was it here in the United States or Florida?
Yes.
I don't know all the laws everywhere, but that's definitely a thing in Florida for sure.
Yeah, because the barriers are, it's in Maine.
Oh, okay. So that I don't know, does their health department regulate that? That would be their failure, the pool person that was taking care of the pool, their failure, maintenance, who, that's just crazy. I will go, I take care, I have commercials and I have residential. I had a residential pool. They had their gate open and it was it had a, not a zip tie, but one of those cords. What are those called?
A bungee cord?
A bungee cord. Thank you. And had a bungee. It was open, and they had a bungee cord to leave it open. And I didn't do it. I shut it. I don't care. I will shut a gate no matter what. I will shut a gate. So, and then when I came back the next week, they had a bungee cord open again. I'm like you just said, a 2-year-old will get away from a parent. That is going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's very easy to happen. So why?
And it happens so fast,
It does.
and then
so why
within 2 seconds you can't see them. You said it was a residential that was leaving it open?
Yeah, a residential, but I just kept shutting it. I don't care. I shut gates no matter what. I don't care if people got them propped open or not. I will shut them every single time. That is something that's in my head, So.
I actually did one time. So I went to clean a pool, and the homeowner was in the pool with her baby, they were just a 2-year-old or whatever. They were playing in the pool. And so I came in and I was and they had one of the safety fences, the baby gates up. And I was so used to closing that gate behind me that I locked her basically inside the pool with the baby gate.
Nice.
Yeah. I closed it behind me, and I was like, oh, let me open that back up for you. She's like, actually, you can even leave it closed if you want. I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. I'm just used to doing it, So
That's funny.
Um,
I get locked out of my house daily when Jolie is home, my daughter, your sister, because
nice.
she locks the door. Like we'll be outside, she'll come in the house and lock the door. And I'm like,
Well,
hello, knocking on the door. And she's like,
that's
well, that's yeah, it's good.
it's good.
It is good. So
Absolutely.
I can't
You
yell
never
at her for
know.
getting locked out constantly.
Yeah, exactly. Keep the doors locked.
I
So,
know.
all right. Go ahead. You got one?
Yeah. All right. I have a funny one on a little bit lighter note.
Good,
Okay,
good.
so there is, or well, this actually was a couple years ago, so it might have already sold. But this is in Georgia. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm doing well. Sorry, stupid phone's going crazy. All right, this is
Oh my God.
oh, this was published in 2022. So
That's okay.
it might have already sold, but it said there's a Georgia home with a rude pool design up for sale. So
Rude pool?
a rude pool design.
What's a
The
rude
sprawling,
pool?
I'll show you the picture. The
Okay.
sprawling family home situated in Atlanta is listed for 1 million and is described as move-in ready according to the Zillow listing. The description reads about its feature, claiming the elegant home boasts a dramatic two-story foyer leads to a living room with fireplace and kitchen with breakfast area, island, beautiful cabinets, granite
Sounds
countertops.
nice.
Sorry, something's happening with this. I'm
Oh,
getting like,
I hear some
sorry.
Spanish.
Yeah, me too, because I'm getting all these
Is it
stupid
is
ads.
oh
Hold on a minute.
mute your phone
I can't. I don't know
or
how.
mute it.
There we go. Okay. Um, the amenities at 161 Peachtree Way goes on as the listing continues. Doors from the kitchen at living room lead to the heated pool and spa. Hold on.
Doors
Yeah.
lead to the okay, so those better have locks and alarms
Right.
and cameras.
But house hunters were quick to spot something unusual about the pool in that it's the shape of a male appendage.
I was gonna ask, is it a dick
There
shaped
you go.
pool?
Can you see it?
Oh my goodness. Well, that's not like overtly phallic shape.
No, but all the comments that
It's
were being made were pretty funny.
it's roughly I hope okay, so we'll have to like maybe you can send a screenshot and we'll put it in the show notes or something like that if nobody can see what you held up there.
Okay.
No, it was pretty clear. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I've seen way more
Well, here. You want me to read the comments? They're pretty
way
funny.
more pronounced. Yeah, read a couple.
Okay. Somebody said this gives a new meaning to the term adult swim.
Nice.
Someone else said they claim that if it's 8 inches deep, but I'm sure it's only six. Or I mean 8 feet, I guess.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. There's just all kinds of stuff. It's just funny.
Nice. Yeah, that's funny. I think there's
Somebody
one
said
in
all it
like
needs is a fountain at the end.
yes. I was gonna say there's like a few that I've seen that look like that. I've never seen any
I mean, what is
the
it
other
supposed to look
kinds.
like? Somebody said a rocket ship. Like, what is it supposed to look like?
I got the rocket ship.
So, like,
It's kind of like that whole scene from
is the owner an astronaut?
Austin Powers. Maybe the owner is a
Cosmonaut?
sculpture of male anatomy.
Mm.
Is your glass blue or is your drink blue? Right, but
Oh,
when
my glass is blue. It's
oh,
a
okay,
blue. It's a blue glass.
that was really strange
It
for a
doesn't look
second.
blue to me. It looks white in that picture.
When you took a sip, it looked blue,
It
and I
is.
was
It's got a
like,
blue tint.
it looked like I was like, did your drink stain your glass? What are you
No.
drinking?
No.
You're drinking something awfully thick. Okay, so that was that story. Okay, so here's another one. This one's actually kind of interesting. So this comes from This is the BBC.com, which is the British Broadcasting Corporation. Okay, guys. This is from Edmonton. No, that's the other story. This is in Hampshire, England. So, a child in a swimming pool injured by falling tiles.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I've seen some crappy tiles before, but I don't think I've never had any of my customers hit by the tiles. So a child and an adult were injured when a number of tiles fell onto them. I don't mean to laugh, but while they were swimming, a leisure center has said. The incident happened at Romsey Rapids Sports Complex in Hampshire on August 13th. Tiles fell from the bridge above one of the sections of the pool, causing minor injuries to the pair. The center's operator apologized and said the safety of customers and staff was its top priority. So imagine like swimming under one of the, because I mean, you've been in a resort in Orlando and stuff like that where they have bridges. My son jumped off of one of them one time.
I have a pool that has a bridge, and I would take Jolie when she was little, and she jumped. Well, I shouldn't say that. She jumped off the bridge of the pool. She was very little.
Know who you are.
No, she was little.
Yeah, well, at least you didn't, I guess, hit her with tiles in the pool.
No.
So the hold on. Excuse me. The pool was closed for approximately 1 hour whilst the tiles were removed and the remaining tiles and the remaining tiles thoroughly checked. The pool was then reopened, with the area around the bridge remaining closed as a precaution. The whole pool was then reopened on the 14th of August, which was the next day.
Nice.
So there we go. Pool tiles falling on your head.
It's like coconuts falling on your head when you're working in Florida. And I've actually seen palm fronds and coconuts fall off a tree as I was walking to the pool. And was good Lord, thank God.
I've nearly been hit by a coconut while cleaning a pool. It was at your pool that you used to do on the island over there.
Yeah.
I have a coconut from that yard that I grew into a tree.
Oh, nice.
That is in my front yard, and it is now taller than my house, and it has so many coconuts on it. Good. And I didn't realize when I planted the damn thing, because you remember that house, right? You remember how big those trees were?
Yeah.
This tree is huge, and the coconuts that it's producing are huge, and I didn't realize that when I planted it, it was so close to my front door. And so now when I come home and walk in my front door, I have to like look up and make sure I'm not going to have a coconut fall on my head in front of my front door, because those coconuts weigh like 85 pounds.
They do, but they're the best source of, water. Like, so cut them down and drink them.
When am I supposed to cut them down?
When they're up on the tree, they're just like
I'm not supposed to let them fall off on their own.
No, when you fall off their own, they're still
already
okay.
Done?
Yeah, but it's like too late. Get them while they're still up there. Nice.
So you want them while they're green? Oh my God.
Yes.
When we're done, I'll send you a picture of how many green coconuts I have.
I'm telling you, get one of those big poles
coconut
with this
saws?
Sword.
I have one.
Whatever that is.
Sword. Oh my God.
Whatever it's called.
I have one of those.
What is it called? Right. A sickle?
A pole saw.
There we go.
Stupid. All right, hang on. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay.
I have another pool story.
All right, go right ahead.
All right, this is from 4 New York, NBC looks like. It's got the peacock. All right,
Cool.
ailing alligator kept illegally in New York homes in home swimming pool is seized by authorities.
Wait, they had an alligator in
This
the pool?
alligator, yes, I will tell you. An ailing alligator was seized from an upstate New York home where it has been kept illegally. Environmental Conservation Police officer seized the 750-pound, 11-foot alligator on Wednesday from a home in Hamburg, south of Buffalo.
When is
The
this article
home,
from? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you because I feel like I've heard this story.
it's probably, oh,
It's
no,
okay.
March
It's okay if it's.
15th. March 15th, 2024.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. Keep going.
What it
Sorry.
says. Okay, that's all right. The home, let's see. The homeowner has built an addition and installed an in-ground swimming pool for the 30-year-old alligator, which has blindness in both eyes and spinal complications, among other health issues. The homeowner, wait, I
Wait, if
just
it's
read that.
illegal,
I
how
just
has
read
he
that.
been? Wait, if
This,
he's
I'm
keeping it
just,
illegally.
I don't know. Wait, read more. Hold on. Let me push the button that says read more.
Oh, boy.
Hold on. I can't see without glasses on.
Get your glasses on.
Okay, the
Maybe
alligator has blindness
prepare
in both
next time.
eyes. The reptile, okay, that has blindness in both eyes and spinal complications. The reptile was sent to a licensed caretaker until a place is found where it can receive permanent care. The owner's state license to keep the alligator expired in 2021, so he did have it. So,
Ah.
but they used to let people swim. Hold on a minute. I read that they would let people swim with it.
See, that's what I thought. I've heard something about this particular person because I remember there was a guy who was letting kids pet an alligator that he had.
This is this guy right here. Let's see. I swear to God it said that, but I don't see it. I mean, the alligator was blind, so he couldn't. Oh, here we go. The owner, okay, he built this, blah, blah, blah. He allowed people, including children, to get into the water with the reptile and touch it.
And
I
how
mean, it
big was
couldn't
the
see
reptile?
him, so 30
Well,
years old
that's
and
but don't
750
wouldn't it be
pounds.
crabby? Wouldn't
I
it be a
mean,
crabby alligator
if
if
he
it was
lived in
old
the
and
if he
blind?
lived in the gated 55 and older community where I did my pool and the lady was yelling at me about her freaking truck being in the way, yes, it would be crabby.
Are you calling
God.
that lady an alligator?
Well, basically, I said, you don't have to be so mean. I would move my truck regardless. And she goes, mean. I'm like, yes.
Ah,
So then
nice.
I immediately called the manager, the maintenance guy, and I go, hey, I just got into a little altercation. I'm probably going to get complained. And then I complained on, and then I told him, and he goes, I'm snorkeling right now. I was like, okay, cool.
Nice, nice, nice. I don't have
I
time
know.
for this lady's bullshit
He
or your
did not.
bullshit.
No, he don't care about my bullshit. He was like, he would tell me, he's like, "How these people here?"
Nice.
So,
Let him go.
I know.
All
All right,
right.
that was my other
So,
funny story I had.
all right. Let me see. All right. Here's one that I think Rudy will like. This one is for Rudy. So the headline is, hold on a second. Sorry. Okay, so the headline is more testing needed at Edmonton's natural pool to track contamination risk, germ experts say.
What is this
Rudy
about?
loves natural pools. Just kidding.
Oh, like a natural pool, like.
This is an actual natural pool. I don't know if this is like one of the ones that Rudy was against. But anyway, so this is from Canada. This is from Edmonton, Canada. Years after public health researchers urged the city of Edmonton to allow no more than 45 swimmers per day in Canada's only natural swimming pool, municipal officials say the water is just fine. But microbiologists are concerned that allowing hundreds of people each day to take a dip in Borden Natural Swimming Pool is putting its fragile filtration system under unnecessary strain. The city should adopt more stringent daily testing. So far, I'm grossed out by this article, and I would never get in this pool. I don't know about you, but so far they're letting hundreds of people swim, and I guess not even really caring about testing daily, it seems like.
Well, hold on. What's a natural pool? What is this? Like a spring or something like that?
Let's see. That is a good question. Let me read a little bit more of the article here. So the city should adopt more stringent daily testing, said Jason Tetro, an Edmonton-based microbiologist, science columnist, and author of The Germ Code, which sounds fun. We should really be testing daily, particularly when we have higher bather loads and higher temperatures that could potentially lead to more microbial growth in those waters, Tetro said. So the fact that he's saying we should be testing daily is making me think that they are not. I don't know how things work in Canada.
Obvious.
Amy Lamoth, my darling, let me know. Sorry about. I've never said. You know how you never say people's names on Facebook out loud?
Yeah.
Sorry, girly. Tetro goes on to say, I probably wouldn't swim in the pool right now because I know there is that added risk factor. Here we go. Here's the answer to your question. Open to fanfare in 2018, the $14.4 million pool relies on plants, zooplankton, granite, and sunlight rather than the conventional chlorine or salt to filter the unheated water. Okay, so we all know that chlorine and salt doesn't filter the water, but whatever, we know what they mean. The kids' pool was recently closed down due to unsafe levels of contamination. The second time it has been shut by Alberta Health.
Kids' pool? There you go,
there. It says the kids' pool. I don't know if that's no, there's two separate pools.
Okay.
Kids' pool is separate from the main pool. The kids' pool was recently closed down due to unsafe levels of contamination. The second time it has been shut by Alberta Health Services this season due to unacceptable levels of contamination. I wonder what they are testing and what is unacceptable. The main pool, overlooked by lily pads that are part of the filtration system, has remained open.
Lily pads.
In your pool?
No, but I love them. They're cool.
Well, yeah, that's not, no one's arguing. I don't want them in my swimming pool. So the main pool has remained open all summer despite algae blooms that are clouding the water. So gross.
Nope.
The city allows up to 980 people per day in the pool.
Okay, and I got it.
Earlier that the guy said we need to limit it to 45, and they're letting in 980 people.
Is this like? I mean, just think if you're like in a river, is it kind of the same thing? Like floating down a river in Florida, brackish water, fresh water.
Hold on a second. No, it's not the same thing. And if you give me a second. So the city I guess that's the debate. That's what the debate is. The city allows up to 980 people per day in the pool, a capacity limit that far exceeds what researchers deemed necessary to keep the water sufficiently clear of harmful bugs and bacteria.
I would be worried about brain-eating amoebas for sure.
Yes, for sure. Because, and also, I think plants don't filter out like cryptosporidium and arugamosa, what's that?
Ring around the rosy?
No, the that's not what it is.
Is that what it was really called? That's
Aringarosa.
Is that where they got ring around the rosy from?
No, that is not that, you silly ass. No. Okay, listen. A study published in 2021 in the Journal of Water Science found that the pool was slow to clear common contaminants. It recommended that the capacity be constrained to no more than 45 swimmers daily to maintain an acceptable level of risk to swimmers, and daily testing for fecal contamination, which is poopies. See, because the plants don't filter out human poop, as far as I know. I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe Alan's gonna disagree with me. Nicholas Ashbolt, a co-author on the study, said all pools can harbor harmful germs, but it is especially critical that crowded pools that don't use chemical disinfectants can effectively filter out pathogens. It's always a risk to swim where other people are swimming. Heard that, my friend. No matter
Mm-hmm.
what sort of pool, said Ash Bolt, who is a professor with the School of Public Health at the University of Alberta, when the research was conducted in the coordination with the city. The more people in the pool, that risk goes up. Ashbolt, now the Peter Teasdale Chair in Environmental Health Risk Assessment at the University of South Australia, said he was surprised to learn from CBC that the daily capacity had been set at 980. That is insane.
Oh my gosh. We have a biologist in the house. You want me to get her over here?
Yeah, in a second. In a statement, the city said many mitigation measures are in place to reduce the risk to board and pool swimmers and address the concern raised by researchers, including a strictly enforced rule that bathers take head-to-toe soaking showers before entering the pool. The city said that the pool operates well below recommended capacity limits, but still, ew.
I mean, 45 to 950.
That is a big, huge ass jump,
That's
yes.
really, really ridiculous.
It says, as of August 19th, Borden has welcomed an average of 187 users each day, which is still insanely higher than 45, with the
Yeah.
highest single-day attendance hitting 661. The city said it is not testing daily for fecal contamination. However, a batch of 6 water quality samples is sent to Alberta Health Services each week as a part of the site's provincial monitoring requirements. In addition, 3 weekly samples are collected for a University of Alberta monitoring program, and testing is done daily for pH, phosphate levels, and alkalinity. City officials said the water is safe, that was me adding that not in, but acknowledged that algae growth has spiked with red and green blooms taking hold. The water, usually a distinct emerald green, is currently brown.
Ew.
Brenda Kibich took her children to the pool on Tuesday and said you could see the green floating and settling on the bottom. The algae on the bottom of the pool was pretty slippery, but we only had 2 falls this time. Ew. It was okay once you get used to it, just slimy a bit at first. I'm sorry. The city would not say what kind of algae was in the pool, but that the red blooms are a naturally occurring species in Alberta. It said algae remain at acceptable levels, which isn't that 0? And that the blooms have been caused by excessive sunlight and nutrients from body lotions, shampoos, sunscreens, which is phosphates. Wildfire smoke is also likely to blame for giving the water a brown tint. Can they not drain it and stop?
Okay, is this an actual, like they built a concrete pool and then just added plants to it? Is that what it is?
Yes, that's what natural pools are.
Okay. I
And
just
they
thought you meant.
use, I do not mean a pond. No, I
Okay,
mean,
that's what I was thinking.
yeah, no, I mean an enclosed body of water that uses
Oh,
natural things as filtration. And then
that's
you can't use chlorine in them because
because
obviously
you
you'll
would
kill all
kill
the
everything.
plants. Hmm.
Okay.
Let me see. I skipped a little bit ahead. Um, the most obvious microorganisms that will naturally grow are red. Oh, I was saying, hold on a second. Here we go. Sorry. I skipped ahead by accident. The city said the city would not say what kind of algae was in the pool, but said the red blooms are a naturally occurring species in Alberta. Oh, I read this part. Algae is the result of phosphates, it says here, and wildfire smoke is likely to blame for giving the water a brown tint. According to Ashbolt, the more likely culprit for the algae growth is something yellow. The most likely problem, rather than fecal accidents, is urination in pools, despite, people being told not to. He said, if there are too many people urinating in the pool, there will be excess nutrients. And the most obvious microorganisms that will naturally grow are red and some of the other green algae. They are generally quite harmless, but they do represent excess nutrients in the water. This article is kind of long, but yeah, I guess we get the gist of it. He's saying, people pee, blah, 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 they do. And so now there's people bacteria, there's plant bacteria, and 500,000 people in the water every day, and they're not even testing it. Yeah.
So, but okay, so how would they, what are they testing for? Like, what are
Who
they testing
knows?
for? You
Oh,
can't
well,
test.
it said they're testing pH, alkalinity, and phosphates, and then they're testing chlorine
But,
weekly, I guess.
okay, well, how do you even put
Oh no,
chlorine in
because they're
that
not.
pool?
No, they're not using chlorine. My
Yeah.
bad.
But then
Sorry, my bad.
how do you adjust it? If I put acid in this pool, would it kill all the plants? Like, or even if you put,
No,
you
because I
know
think
what?
you can put it in the area where it's not getting to the plant. So I would imagine you can lower the pH and you can add bicarb and stuff.
So I was telling the guy that was doing my repair for me on Saturday at my commercial pool that I have weeds growing up all through my bricks, and he said put bicarb on them, and that'll kill all the weeds, and they'll never come back.
Oh,
So
that's a good idea.
my point is, if you got to like raise the alkalinity in this pond, and you got to put bicarb in there, isn't it going to kill all the plants? Because that's what it's going to do in my yard.
I
I hope.
mean, I do not know. This article was a lot longer than what I realized. But it does kind of go into. I'll link this. I'll send the links to this if anybody wants to read it. But it says they're open to further study, but said the filtration methods are being continuously improved. So they like took some tests and tested it for bacteria and stuff, it looks like. But yeah, I don't know. It gets real long at the end there, but gross. Like, just don't go to that. If anybody is
Yeah,
listening that goes to that pool, just stay away from there. Don't go in there.
I've heard of natural
980
pools.
people is wild. Well, if anybody listening now wants to go and listen to, including you, if you want to go and listen to it, me and Rudy did an episode. We actually did we do one episode? I think it's a 2-part episode. We ended up breaking it up into 2 episodes where we talked to Alan Schnock, who is a natural pool guy. I'm sorry, sir. I do not remember his exact titles and everything at the moment because it was quite a little bit ago at this point. I'm surprised I even remembered his name correctly. But yeah, you can go listen to those episodes and hear Rudy's arguments, and then you can hear Alan's arguments as well. It's kind of
Okay.
funny because they get kind of mad at each other, and I was just kind of sitting there like, okay, these 2 dudes are arguing about pools, and I'm just sitting here. It's pretty funny,
What
but it
about
was a good
mineral?
episode.
What about mineral pools? There's one in Palm Beach Gardens, I do believe. I mean, that's what they say. It's just all minerals,
Isn't
which
it
I
not
know.
just salt?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they just claim it's all natural minerals in this pool, and there's no chlorine or
Hmm.
I don't know. I really didn't look into it because when I heard about it, I'm like, okay, I need to.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I know that they have mineral pools in Australia, which are not the same as salt pools.
Well, there's one in Palm Beach Gardens. I do
I'm
believe
gonna
it's
have to
Palm Beach
double
Gardens
check with
or
the
West Palm
other
Beach, maybe. Yeah.
hosts. You know about the Venetian pool
Uh,
where is it? Coral Gardens? Not Coral Gardens.
Coral
Cape,
Gables, Cape
Coral
Coral,
Gables.
Coral
Coral
Gables.
Gables. Coral
I think
Gables.
I've heard of it. Yeah. So what's
Yeah,
that?
it's
What's the?
that one is really cool, which we should go to.
I will go.
That is it's seawater. So they pump in water from the ocean, I believe, and fill it up. They use the coral to filter the water.
Oh, okay.
They push it through the coral,
So that's cool. Okay.
but with like high pressure. Like it doesn't just like,
Does it hurt the coral?
I don't believe it's live coral.
Oh.
I think it's just like, the stone.
Oh, okay.
I'll send you that article as well. We
Well,
should
that'll
talk
be
about
for
that next
next
week.
week.
We should talk about that next week.
Yeah, great minds think
So,
alike.
well, there you go. I don't know. You got any more?
No, I have no, I don't have any more.
No?
No.
You want to end or you want to keep going?
I think we could end and then we'll just, next week we'll come up with some more.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. I got one
Okay.
last story before
Okay.
we
All right.
go.
I have
Okay,
one
so
story too, but I just can't find it. So
that's okay.
I'll set it for next week.
It's okay. So here's one more reason why we're going to have to fight with people about using chlorine in pools. So this article is from iHeart, but I saw it in a couple of different places. They are now saying, a dentist has come out saying that now chlorinated pool water is bad for your teeth.
Why?
The chlorine. The
Oh,
chlorine apparently is now bad for your teeth. So, yeah, be on the lookout for stuff like that. Here, I'll read you the article. It
okay.
says
Yeah.
most people are aware that pools can be dangerous. Obviously, there's always a risk of drowning or slipping and hitting your head, but it turns out swimming in pools can actually be causing some big problems with your teeth. Dun dun dun. Dentist Dr. Andrej Bozic sent a warning to pool goers. He said, "Swimming is good exercise and a great way to enjoy the summer, but it's important to be aware of the potential impact on your teeth and take steps to protect them. Children are particularly vulnerable, because they often swallow pool water or swim with their mouths open, increasing the exposure of their teeth to chlorine." So now the people that are allergic to chlorine are going to come at us and start saying that the chlorine is hurting my teeth now. Apparently, the chlorine that keeps the pool clean can also damage your teeth, according to this dentist. The chemical's acidity wears away enamel, the protective outer layer of your teeth. Losing enamel could increase your sensitivity, cause discoloration, and makes you more susceptible to cavities. In fact, a 2019 study looked at 21 professional swimmers and found all of them had stained teeth, even though 85% of them brushed 2 to 3 times a day. Now, how do we know that that didn't come from coffee or tea?
Anything.
Dr. Bozic urged people to be careful, stating, "Enamel is the hardest substance in the human body, but it's not invincible. Once it's gone, it doesn't regenerate. That's why taking preventative measures is essential, especially during the summer when pool time increases." Now, I agree with all of that except for the pool thing. Like, what are you doing, buddy?
He doesn't like pool.
But this could be so what should be done? Well, kids need to be encouraged to avoid getting any water in their mouth while swimming
This
to
is true.
minimize this is true, right? To
This is
minimize
true.
chlorine intake. Go ahead. Then, after time in the pool, anyone who is underwater should not brush their teeth, since that can actually spread acids in your mouth. Instead, you should rinse out your mouth with water, but not the pool water. Also,
So
not
just,
tap water, because we put the same amount of
I was just gonna
chlorine.
say that. So what kind of water you want to put in your mouth? Hold on a minute. It's just
Not tap water.
go test your tap water. It's the same as your chlorine water.
Seriously, the water in your tap is the same as your pool. Yeah, so don't brush your teeth with tap water. Use bottled water, but not Aquafina, because that shit is super acidic.
Oh, just
Use Evian to brush your teeth from now on. That is advice from me. I am not a medical professional. Yeah, okay, so rinse your mouth out with water, and that's
about like
the end.
distilled
The
water.
end. Distilled
That's
would probably
silly.
be acceptable. Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
silly.
Isn't that silly?
Come
I
on.
mean, I agree with telling the kids to not put the water in your mouth.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely agreeable, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Silliness. The chlorine fear is wild to me.
It is wild to me too.
It is wild.
Oh, and here's the biologist in the house. You wanted
Oh,
to
what does
tell
Jolie
you?
think
Come
about
here.
natural pools?
Wait, does she need some air? Air? You need something? Can you
No,
hear?
she should be all right. She can't
What
hear
do you
me
think of
about
natural
natural pools.
pools? Tell her what a natural pool is.
Oh, you tell her what a natural pool is. She can't hear me. You got to tell her
Oh,
because you
you
got
can't hear her?
you got headphones in,
Oh, okay. So
Dingleberry.
a natural pool is a body of water that has like plants that filter the water.
So it's a
So,
pool, but in a separate area there. So think of like a pool spa combo. Instead of a spa, you've got plants, and
oh,
that's your
okay.
filter.
So a pool spa combo, you've seen them. Well, instead of the spa, you have plants there, so the water goes through those plants and then into the pool.
And that's supposed to be the filtration.
And that's supposed to kill germs. And the plants. Can plants kill germs?
I don't know. You're asking me. I know what the freaking nitrogen cycle is.
No,
She
she makes a
had
good point.
she had an interview and they're like, okay, explain the nitrogen cycle. And she's like, what?
Nice.
She didn't get the job.
Well, I mean, that kind of has something to do with it, the nitrogen cycle. Anyway, Rude, that's for Rudy. So, all right. Well, oh, did you have another story, or you couldn't
No,
find it?
no,
Oh,
no, no. It was about peeing in
okay.
the pool, but I'll get it next week.
We'll get it next week. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, that's it. So, I hope everybody liked this episode. Thanks for listening. Send me in some stories. If you find something crazy, you can send it to talkingpools@gmail.com. You can email me. You can message me on Facebook. Paulette, you don't really go on Facebook all that much, but you can message her too. No, you
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, you
You're
can
going to get
message me.
so many idiotic messages. All right. Anyway, that's it. We can go. Thanks for
Okay.
listening.
All
Thanks
right.
for
Thanks.
thanks for joining me. All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, wait.
Yes. Wait,
Okay,
see
bye.
you next Tuesday.
Oh yeah, see you next Tuesday. Stupid ass. Okay.
Oh, wait, are you hanging there? Okay.